Cities across the United States continue to grapple with the legacy of the Civil War. Often, the debate centers on the future of their Confederate memorials. Some are proudly cherished, some are being vandalized, and some are being removed by municipalities as we speak. It seems these days, erasing the Confederacy from collective memory has become a go-to solution to resolve their contentious history. But statue removal is nothing new. It happens around the world. Dead dictators often find their own monuments toppled once their regime's in. Similar to those statues, many Confederate memorials are tools for propaganda, built in the Jim Crow era to valorize the Confederacy. Like the fallen London statues before, there are those who remain nostalgic for what they represented. And if you really get down to it, what these statues represent is at the heart of the conflict.
That's it! That's exactly what I want!
On one hand, people want to pay their respects to their ancestors who fought valiantly for their rights. They see memorials as an extension of the Southern culture they are proud of, and they want to see them preserved. In contrast, others feel the Confederates fought for the wrong cause, namely the right to have slaves. Black people in particular feel that the memorials are a reminder of slavery and oppression and help perpetuate racial injustices they face to this day. But removal isn't the only way to condemn heinous crimes. Take Auschwitz for instance. We don't preserve Auschwitz to inspire the next Hitler. We preserve to grieve, heal, and provide a teaching moment in hopes that the Holocaust never happens again. Auschwitz is now a museum, frozen in time in a Polish city's periphery. A lot of Confederate memorials are slated to be moved to museums. While museums are public institutions, they don't have nearly the same civic influence and role as our public spaces, where the statues can remain unconditionally present. Instead of wiping away our cultural wounds, perhaps we should expose them and confront them for the rest of time. Memorials are often a point of interest in a highly visited public space. Between inactivity and complete removal, there is a set of interventions that can maybe help address the history. Keeping the memorial allows their supporters to hold on to their traditions, but adding context to the statues allows a greater teaching moment on a critical piece of history and its ongoing legacy. Here are some ideas. Ruins create a temporal distancing effect by artificially accelerating the process of decay, creating a sense of time gone by. This suggests that while some cultural hallmarks like congenial politeness endure, some others have not aged so well. You can selectively remove parts of the sculpture, allow moss and vine to encroach and attach, and increase the material's deterioration rate. It can all lend a hand towards adding a sense of cultural progression from the days of the Confederacy to now. Surface treatments add various temporary and permanent modifications to the statue's external appearance, leveraging the veneration of fallen soldiers with relevant discussion of the issues of today. You can project light artwork onto the statue, paint over it as a new expression, cover it with temporary props, and virtually annotate it for augmented viewing, all for fairly little money. The existing structure can be a canvas for new layers of abstract, representational, and literary meaning to the original intentions of the memorial. Additions intervene on the memorial's immediate surroundings to help add context to the sculptures and the era they harken back to. Rather than changing the original, surround it with updated forms of expressions and knowledge so that the original isn't the only vehicle to historical events. You can add statues of civil rights leaders or a memorial for the victims of slavery. You can resculpt the landscape, changing the way the people interact with the memorial. You can also add informative pavilions or buildings with additional use, such as a small museum and a cafe. These strategies are not mutually exclusive, but a broad set of interventions that can be implemented in layers according to factors like location and budget. Apart from helping to reconcile the cultural divide and provide accurate historical context, they can also help create interest for the area and activate the surrounding public realm. This can lead to a better public space to attract and enlighten curious visitors, leading to better civic engagement as well as tourism opportunities. So instead of removing points of interest, why not add more? The past is messy, uncomfortable, and full of irony. But what does it say about society if we cannot confront these uneasy events and ideas and have to wipe them from collective memory? Instead, why not augment with constructs that give fair context and representation for those oppressed under the Confederacy? The use of these memorials as propaganda is a crucial piece of meta-history that shouldn't be forgotten. Instead of cramming history into textbooks and museums, why not let our public spaces be a living reminder? Let me know what you think.